It's muddy down here. We're liable to get stuck.
Hello, Liza. How do you do? I'm writing you a letter. I hope it reaches you. I know it's been a long time since you heard from me. I'm still kicking around here in Tennessee. I heard you got a new place. I heard you got a new job. I heard you got a haircut and it looks real nice. Are you ever lonely? Do you ever think of me? I heard you got a new man. I hope it treats you right. And before you toss this letter away, there's something that I've got to say. An aeroplane shooting across the sky can surely take your body to another place for a while. But some things stay no matter where you go. Do you still love me, Liza, babe? Please tell me yes or no.
Welcome back to the Sawmill, friends. Today we have two different places to go get some logs. The first place, the log is free, but we got to work for it. And the second place, they're going to load them up for us, but we got to pay for them. But the first place we're going is going to require just a little bit of effort. All right, so we got the 500i loaded up. I got a backup saw, my little battery powered steel. I'm only going to be making maybe a dozen or so cuts over there, not a whole lot. Got some extra fuel in there, got some wedges and such, got an axe. And right here, guys, look over the rooster in the background. Mr. Earl is proud of himself this morning. I'll tell you what, he's aggravating while I'm trying to video out here. So anyways, my secret weapon today is something I've not used on this channel in probably 6 or 7 years. But I've always had it when I needed it. And that is the more power puller. And you guys will see how we're going to use this once we get over there. The log is suspended off the ground, and I'm going to try to back the trailer underneath it and use this to winch it up. Hopefully that's how it goes, but you never know. I'm not sure if I mentioned this. The first log that we're getting is cherry, and then the other ones are black walnut. So I think I've got everything ready, but for some reason my trailer lights are not working. They wasn't working the other day until I kind of jiggled the cord a little bit. I need to figure out what's going on. Probably a ground issue, but I ain't got time to work on that right now. Let's head over to Virginia and get some cherry. You guys hang in there. Before we head out, I was just thinking, I better grab a cant hook. You never know. All right, guys, we made it over here. We are in Yuma, Virginia, and this is the cherry tree. It came down, I believe he said, when Helena came through here back in the fall. It uprooted, as you can see back here. Got the root ball sticking up in the air. A lot of that happened because it got so wet from the rain. It just made the ground real soft, and the wind came through and just pulled these trees over. But this is a pretty nice cherry tree. If I didn't come over here and get it, he said it would probably turn into firewood eventually. We'll have to make a cut right over here close to the ground. We'll do that last. That way if I hit some dirt, we're done with the chainsaw for the day. That may be unavoidable right there. But a pretty good saw log right here. We come across this other side. For this top piece, I'm going to take it as well. And that's not going to be firewood. That's actually going to go to Curtis Buchanan over in Jonesboro, Tennessee. He'll be making spoons out of this right here. So some good use out of that besides firewood. And right down here, guys, is one of the main reasons I was wanting this log. And you guys know why. It's got a nice crotch in it right there. Check that out. That looks real good. And if I come up here just above the crotch and cut both of these, we should get maybe an 8-foot log out of this. Now the way it's leaning right now is going to play to my advantage, because I'm hoping once I get this top cut off to back the trailer right underneath this, and then use that winch to pull it right up. That's my strategy, and I hope it works out, because I have no machines with me. So if I can't do it that way, I'm not sure what we're going to do, but I think it'll work out. You guys hang in there. All right, guys, we're back here at the farm, and I gotta unhook this trailer and hook up to the dump trailer to go get the walnut logs, because I think there's about 7 of those. It'd be easy to transport those on the dump trailer. But before we do that, let me show you guys what we got out of this cherry tree. Wasn't too bad of a haul. All right, so the main log right there in the middle, that's an 8-foot crotch log. Pretty good size right there. It's got a lot of sapwood on it though, to be honest with you. I'm not too crazy about that, but we should have some really nice crotch figure hiding right in there. And if you guys will remind me, I need to put some anchor seal on these logs before we call it a day. Try to do that later. Look over the rooster in the background. He hates my guts. So right here are the spoon blanks that would go to Curtis Buchanan. I think I said that right. Spoon blanks. They're 24 inches long. I'll tell you what, they were heavy. It was not any fun throwing these on the trailer, but we got them tied down. I'll anchor seal those also, and I'll probably take them over to Curtis maybe Thursday or Friday, unless he shows up here before then. So a pretty good haul out of that tree. If I wouldn't have got that tree today, guys, he was going to cut it up for firewood, so at least we'll get some really nice live edge slabs out of that one, and Curtis should get a ton of spoons out of those. It looks like we got the Hatefulest cat on YouTube with us today, and there she goes hiding. Every time I point the camera at her, she goes the other way. Mama, we see you down there. What are you doing? Then over here in the truck bed, I got some shorter pieces. I'll probably keep those for myself. I may try to carve some bowls out of that. And I'll tell you what, guys, that 500i right there, best chainsaw I have ever run. Man, that thing's nice. Now we're going to head down here to the field, hook up to the dump trailer, and head back to Virginia and get some walnut. But these logs will be easy because he's got a tractor to load them, but we got to pay for these. So it's kind of funny. The free ones you got to work for. The ones you buy, usually somebody will load them on the trailer for you. That's the way it goes. Let's get going, guys. We're burning daylight. Drive down here and hook up the dump trailer. It's down here in the field, and it's kind of wet. Hopefully, I won't get stuck hooking it up. I tell you what did we do before we had backup cameras on trucks? Man, it sure does make it nice hooking up trailers. And I just remembered something else. The solar charger for this dump trailer, I think it went bad on me, which means the battery for this dump trailer is probably dead. I used to try to back up trailers without a camera, and it took me forever. Check this battery real fast. I'm pretty sure it's dead. Yeah, there's a little bit of juice in it. Maybe the truck will charge it up just a little bit today. I need to replace this little solar charger right here. It went bad, but it's about 3 years old. I guess that's how long you can expect to get out of something like this. It was only like $20. All right, friends, we're loaded up. Let's head to Virginia and get some walnut, and I think I may stop on the way back and grab some nachos. Yep, I'm gonna get me some nachos today. You guys hang in there. It's muddy down here. We're liable to get stuck. All right, friends, I don't know if you guys can tell, but it's actually the next day. When I got in those logs last night from Virginia, it started raining. And I don't mind working in the rain, but these cameras don't like it. So we're out here today trying to beat the rain because it's supposed to start here in about an hour or so. And man, it's windy. Look at my beard flying right there. It's windy out here today. But real fast, let me show you this walnut. It was a pretty good haul. All right, guys, so look over the wind noise. I'm sure you guys can hear it. So this is all black walnut that I got yesterday from that location. These three right here will be firewood. He threw these in to get rid of them. I was glad to have them. I may throw this one right here on the sawmill and see what's inside of it. It's a decent size, but these two smaller ones will more than likely be firewood. Or I may ask Curtis if he wants some walnut for some spoon blanks. He carved spoons out of it. I don't know if he'll take any walnut or not. Find out later on that. So here's the first one. It's an 8-footer. It's a decent size. I think it was about 16 inches on the small end. This one right here was the butt cut of one of the trees. I wish it had less taper, but it's still not a bad saw log. It's a 9-footer. This one is a short one. It's only 6 foot, but it should have some crotch figure right in there. So that's why I bought that one, even though it's a short log. This one is decent. It's nice and straight, limited sapwood. And over here is the last one. This walnut right here I already had. But this is probably the biggest one out of all of them. And it's kind of interesting. I didn't get a good look at it because it was on the bottom of the pile, but this one, maybe some pretty nice slabs out of it. The pith isn't centered. As you can see, it's right there. It should be right there in the center, but it's kind of unique. It's got a little bit of a curve to it. And that might make some interesting live edge slabs right there. Who knows? So not counting those 3 firewood logs, that's right at 300 board feet on the walnut. And I did buy these logs. If you want to know how much, go join the Patreon page because I don't post that stuff here on YouTube. There's links down below. But that's a pretty good haul. And man, I was needing some walnut. I'm getting pretty low on it. All right, guys, something I need to work on real fast is some of this firewood. This is out of that walnut log from the last video. You can see the pith right there. That's why I didn't sell these for bowl blanks. But we will get some firewood out of this. And there's also some oak in here as well. That one had some metal in it. You can tell by that stain. We need to split all this up into firewood real fast and get it cleaned off the deck. And that should be enough to top off that tote right there. And real fast, for those of you that are new to the channel, this is my Wood-Mizer log splitter. It's the FS500. I've had this thing for about 2 years. It's a really good splitter. It goes in both directions, but I usually just go whichever direction the firewood tote's in. But if you have the totes on both sides, you can go either way with this splitter. You can process a lot of firewood with it pretty fast. I like it. It's a good machine. And I just remembered right here on the ground, I got some sycamore to split up as well. And this stuff right here does not like to be split. This will be challenging whenever we throw this on the splitter, and you guys will see that here in just a minute. And once again, I apologize for the wind noise if it's coming through on the video. I wear this little microphone. It's got a little fuzzy thing over the top of it there. It's supposed to block out wind noise. Sometimes it works good, sometimes it doesn't. We'll have to see when we edit this thing how good it did. You guys hang in there. Let's get the splitter going. All right, guys, once again, look over the wind noise. I tell you what, it's terrible out here today, but at least it's drying up some of this mud. So this sycamore right here, I'm not sure how good it burns, to be honest with you. I've never processed it for firewood until this year. But as you can see, even with a large wood splitter like this one, this is the most powerful one that Wood-Mizer makes, it has to grunt on stuff like this. Sycamore is aggravating to split. If I had to use an adze and a maul to split this stuff, I think I'd go buy myself a kerosene heater. I tell you what, that would be a workout right there. But this is a good lesson in sycamore. As you can see right there, it has an interlocking grain. And that is why I quarter saw sycamore. If you don't quarter saw sycamore, and you see this grain's interlocking right there, it will really twist on you because that grain is just terrible. So think about that when you're sawmilling stuff. If stuff won't split and it rips up like this right here and kind of looks like a tangled mess, it's not going to saw up good either. So you got to have a good strategy for getting some decent lumber out of it. Very nasty stuff right there. I got some more to go here and we'll move on to something else. And man, an ant just got me. There were some carpenter ants hiding in that one. My goodness. All right, guys, so usually I really enjoy running that splitter over there, but I tell you what, if I had to run sycamore through it all day, every day, I would get tired of it pretty fast. That right there looks terrible, don't it? Look at that stuff right there. That's no fault of the splitter, that's just the characteristics of sycamore right there. It looks terrible. I'm not sure if this burns good at all. Maybe down in the comments, one of you guys will let us all know how it burns. I'll find out next winter, I guess. It's gonna take a while to dry this stuff out, but I got a pretty good pile of it right here, and I got a little bit left to go, but right now, I gotta do something different. And that is, I'm gonna head up to the house and grab some dinner. And after I get done there, I'd say it'll be dark out here by then, more than likely, or starting to get dark. These cameras will do terrible out here when it gets about 5:30. So after dinner, I'll grab you guys, we'll head down to the wood shop, and we'll make some more of that shiplap. I got plenty of work to do down there. All right, guys, I think I'm just about done for the night. I did a lot more here off camera than you guys could see. I guess I didn't video everything. But let me show you what I got in mind with this shiplap and why the seams aren't staggered. I know you guys are probably going to point that out in the comments, but let me show you why and my reason behind it. All right, so what I'm trying to do is just finish this little part of this wall. Then I'll do the rest of it later. I've got to move the dust collector out of the way, the refrigerator, all kinds of stuff down there. And the reason I'm trying to finish this section up is because I got a new toolbox. I'll show it to you guys here in just a minute. And in that toolbox, I'll keep all my molder knives, all the tools for the molder, and the planer and all that stuff, and organize it real good. And it's going to go right there, and I need to install that sooner than later with all the tools. That's why I'm trying to finish up this little section right here. And I know you're supposed to normally stagger your seams with shiplap, but this is a wood shop. It's not a house. Nobody's going to live down here. Nobody's going to see this but me. And by the time I put shelves on this wall and probably some, metal signs and all kinds of stuff I'll have to decorate with, you won't see the seam anyways. But I know what you mean. I'm sure some of you guys are commenting about that. And you are supposed to stagger the seams. I staggered one right there, actually. But I'm just trying to get this finished up and get that toolbox installed. Let me show you. It's over here. Get this camera moved over without losing you guys. My battery's getting low. So don't pay no attention to this red cart right here. That does not go with it. I bought me a new shelf to put this on. So this is a US General toolbox. And, I got it locked. It's pretty nice. It was on sale at Harbor Freight. I got it $100 off. I think it was like $340 or something like that. But this will be really nice because all my molding knives and all the tools for the molder and all the cleaning supplies for the molder I can put in this. So the overall plan is for this room is continue that shiplap. And I tell you, that poplar looks nice. It's much nicer to walk into a room and see some nice solid wood shiplap on the wall instead of just, 2x4s and siding and spray foam. That's going to look really nice right there. I'm going to continue that on all the way over here to the corner because that wall right there I finished, I think maybe last year. I can't remember. And once that's done, actually, let me back up a little bit. Once I get this part done right here and I get the tool chest installed, I'm going to switch gears and come over here and do this wall because I need to build another lumber rack because I have a lumber storage problem. Let me show you that. So in here in the timber frame part, right there is all the poplar. We're making in shiplap. Then over here is some quarter sawn red and white oak. And I tell you what, guys, I have nowhere to put it. I need to store it somewhere or sell it. And right now I don't have really the time to market it or try to sell it right now. So I think I want to keep some of it anyways for building some tables. So I'm going to build me another lumber storage rack like I have right over there behind the toolbox. These are really handy. I built this maybe a year or so ago, put these little chains in front of it. This is all poplar, pine, and cedar. But this same design right here I'm going to build. Hope you guys don't get motion sickness. I'm panning this camera around. It would make me sick, I'll tell you what. So that same type of lumber storage will be on that wall. It's only going to be 8 foot long because I've got to have clearance for my door to open right there. So that's the plan for this room right here. And that's what I've been working on after hours or off camera, I guess, when I get done sawmilling for the day. And let me share with you guys a new tool I just bought. Not sponsored, although if you're watching Milwaukee, send me an email. I use your stuff all the time. I bought this brad nailer right here. I've used a Porter cable, an off-brand I got on Amazon. None of them work. This one right here, it works. Check it out. That is a nice tool right there. I've been transitioning most of my battery-powered tools to Milwaukee over the past year or so. Their stuff works really good. I've not had one problem out of it. This thing was about $250, I think, without the battery. The batteries are what's high on this stuff. And I also bought something else, a battery-powered stapler. Now, I'm using this on the insulation down here, but this wasn't really for me. I bought this for the wife. She uses it in the chicken house on various projects up there. So that's the main reason I bought it. But it is nice, and it's also Milwaukee. Man, their stuff's nice. What do you guys use out there as far as power tools go? I got DeWalt and Milwaukee. But I tell you, I've been switching over to Milwaukee like I was saying, and man, their stuff seems to run better. But I don't know if it really does or not, but it sure seems that way. Now let me show you something cool about this shiplap real fast, and then I gotta go. So this is one of the reasons why you want to have a sawmill, a kiln, and a molder, and make your own products, because you can have nice character wood. Look at that spalting right there. It's hard to find that in the store, guys. I don't know if you can buy a poplar shiplap at a store anyways, but check out that nice spalting right there. Man, that looks good. That gives this wall a ton of character. It's going to be here forever, and I just love it, guys. I love looking over here at stuff that I make and knowing that I made it. All right, friends, I think I'm done for the night. I better get up to the house. And I tell you what, guys, this right here is probably going to be a long video. Maybe 30 minutes or so. Depends on how much I edit out of it. So anyways, I don't know what I'm looking at over here. I need to be looking at you guys. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. And thanks for sticking in there with me on this. You guys have a good night, and I'll see you soon.